Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this third video of the Learn Python series. So last video we took a look at Python syntax, variables, data types, comments, and casting. So in this video we're going to use all of that and take a look at Python operators. So this video will start off fairly basic, covering some common operators that you've all seen before, and then as we move on, it will get a little more challenging, and we're going to look at some operators that are very, very useful and unique to Python. The first thing I'm going to do is declare two variables. I'm just going to declare x to 4 and y to 2. So the first operator we're going to look at is the addition operator. So the addition operator adds values. So we can add x plus y. And I'm going to wrap this in a print statement. So when we run it, we can get the results. Next, we have the subtraction. So subtraction, the opposite of addition, this will subtract values. So we can subtract x minus y. Next, we have multiplication. We can multiply two values by using the star key. You can say x times y. And lastly, we have division. So we can say x divided by y using this /. So those are the four common operators. The next one is modulus. So modulus will give us any remainder. So if we say 5 modulus 2, this will give us 1 because 5 divided by 2 is 2, leaving us with a remainder of 1. And this is useful for determining if a number is odd or even. So if you apply the number modulus 2 and you get 0, that means it's even because there's no remainder. But if it's 1, it's odd. Next, we have exponentiation. So if you want to do 2 to the power of, say, 3, you can do that with 2 star signs. There we go. Finally, we have floor division, which is denoted with double /. So floor division, simply put, is normal division, except that it returns the largest possible integer. Alright, so these are all our arithmetic operators. You'll see all of our values here. 4 plus 2, 6, 4 minus 2, 2, and so on. And go back here, the modulus, 5 modulus 2. You'll see, like I said, we get 1. Alright, next let's move on to assignment operators. So assignment operators are used to assign values to variables. So we saw one of these already, which is the equal sign. So just like above, x equals 4. That is the first assignment operator. So the second set of assignment operators is an arithmetic operator plus the equal sign. So if we say x plus equals 1, all we are saying is x, that's like saying x equals x plus 1. And we have the same thing for subtraction. We can say subtract equal 1. So that's like saying x equals x minus 1. And we have the same for all of these arithmetic operators. So that's our next set. Okay, so the next group of operators are comparison operators. So these are operators that are used to compare a value or variable to another value or variable or something else. So the first one that we're going to look at is equal to. So let's comment all of this out. Okay, so this is denoted with 2 equal signs. So if we say print 2 equals to 3, that is not true. So this should print false. There we go, we get false. Now if we change this to 3, we should get true, because 3 is indeed equal to 3. Now you have to be careful not to accidentally only use one equal sign. Remember, one equal sign is for assignment. 2 equal signs is for comparison. So that's equals. Next is not equals. So if we say 3 not equal 3, this should get false because 3 is equal to 3. So if we change this to 2 and we say print 2 not equal to 3, we get true because 2 is not equal to 3. Next we have greater than. Is 2 greater than 3? No, good. We have less than. Is 2 less than 3? True. We have greater than or equal to. So false. If we changed this to 2, we'd get true because it's equal now. And less than or equal to. Again, true because they're equal. But if we change this to 8, it would also be true. So those are Python comparison operators. Next up, we have logical operators. So logical operators are used to combine conditional statements. All these comparison operators that we learned, we can combine them using logical operators. So for example, let's say we have the variable age, and we'll set that equal to, let's say 30. So this person is 30 years old. Now, what if we want to check to see if they are above 20, but below 40? Well, we can do that using logical operators. So we can say print age greater than 20 and age less than 40. If we run this, we'll get true. So we're combining this operator and this operator. Next is or. So instead of and, we can say or. So and makes, so if we use and, they both have to be true. But if we use or, only one has to be true. So if we run this, we'll get true because at least one is true. So lastly, we have not. So if we say print not, we'll wrap this around. So not age is greater than 20 or age is less than 40. So if we run this, we get false because this is true. So not of that would be false. However, if we change this back to 30, and change this to and, so and means that both of these need to be true. So this is true, this is false, meaning this is false. The not of that is true. So this should be true. Perfect. But remember, if we change this to or, that means only one of these needs to be true. In this case, this is true. So this whole thing is true. So the not of that would be false. So if we run that, we get false. Next up, we have identity operators. So for these, we have two identity operators. We have is and is not. So say we want to print out 1 is 5. That would be false, because 1 is not 5. But if we said 1 is 1, we get true. Now, the next is not. 1 is not 1. That's false. 1 is not 5 is true. These can also be used for strings. So if we say H is H, that is true. And H is not H is false. Next, we have membership operators. For example, let's say that we have a list. Oops, can't use list because it's a keyword. We'll say my list equals, give it a list of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? Let's do this. Let's say range 5. So that will give us 0 through 4. Let's use the operator in first. So we say print 3 in my list. So that's asking, is 3 in this list? Well, that should be true. Let's try. True. Perfect. Now we said, is 8 in my list? Well, no, it shouldn't be in there. So let's try that. False. Perfect. Now, if we say 8 not in my list, we don't expect 8 to be in there, so this should be true. And there we go. We get true, just as we'd expect. So that's in and not in. Again, that can be used for strings or floats or any other data type. Okay, so those are all of the operators that we're going to cover in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got this far, please give this a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video where we dive deeper into Python lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries.